everybody, we are live. I'm drinking green tea here. Usually it's water, but today is green tea made by the lovely Naoko here in the office. She's about to leave though, because this time she's picking up the cars instead of Mike. We got Mike D.
On the mic.
Not on the mic. I'm on the mic and you're on the computer next to the mic.
Oh.
Okay, and this is our final live stream of the year, because next week we're going to be on holidays. In fact, I think Christmas falls on Tuesday of next week. Is that right?
Yes.
We have,
that is right.
We have like 15 calendars here in the office. It is amazing. I guess at this time of year, all the shipping companies come by and give you branded calendars of their company, and they just keep coming by giving us calendars. We just, right before we started the stream, had our real estate agent come by, and guess what? He gave us 2 calendars.
Oh yeah.
And so now we have like 15 or something, a whole stack of them. And I just want to put them all on a wall, like calendars everywhere, just as a decoration to show how cool we are, because people care about us enough to give us free calendars. One company though, Mike, gave us juice.
Oh yeah.
You know about this, of course, because
company.
our fridge is full of juice right now.
Yeah.
But you guys don't know this. We got like 30 cans of juice. I don't drink juice normally, but I don't know.
Get your juice on.
Yeah.
It's so good. They were like, everyone else gives calendars, we're gonna give juice.
And I appreciate that. Although I can't even remember who it was that gave the juice.
No.
Okay, we got 21 people on here on the live stream. Welcome to our very final live stream of the year. This is the Q&A. Pick up, hang up. That's the driver, I bet.
Yeah.
Moshi moshi. Hi. Konnichiwa. いつですか? はい、わかります。2台 ?4 台
You want to pull now?
はい。はい。S600? はい。どうぞ。はい、わかります。あと20分。はい、ありがとうございます。Yeah, can you tell Naoko that they're going to drop off these 4 cars? Not drop off, pick up those 4 cars in 20 minutes.
20
So
minutes.
she'll probably have to just stay down there.
Yeah, cool.
Wow, very first Japanese phone call on the live stream. There you go, guys. You've probably never heard me speaking Japanese ever before. That's a little bit weird. But yeah, they're going to be picking up some cars from our lot. And usually it's Mike that does that, but we can't live without Mike.
Aww.
We can live, apparently we can live without Naoko. And Mike's on the phone right now to Naoko, letting her know that I'm dissing her in public. Now to 30 people. We got 30 people on the stream. Thank you everyone for joining us. I haven't actually looked over the comments. I see someone talking about my wife in the comments. Seabass here says, Derek, did you order KFC for Christmas yet? A lot of people don't understand that, but in Japan, Christmas is a little bit different. You actually order KFC for Christmas. This isn't a small thing. This is a huge thing. Like, I would guess like 30% of the population orders KFC on Christmas. How many Japanese people order KFC for Christmas? We're going to look this up. I don't know, but you can look it up if you want. KFC in Japan. From December 1974, KFC in Japan began to promote fried chicken as a Christmas meal. Wow.
Oh, I heard that. It was an advertisement campaign, right?
Pretty successful ad, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you know anything else about that?
I just understand that now Japanese people associate KFC with Christmas as like the Christmas.
Wow, what a successful ad campaign.
Yeah.
And then, so if you want to order on Christmas, because so many people do that, they don't have enough time or enough chicken to do it. You have to order it in advance, and then you go to KFC, you get your chicken, and you go have your lovely Christmas meal with your family and KFC.
Yeah.
Which to anyone else around the world, they're gonna think this is really crazy because KFC is like fast food. It would be like having McDonald's for Christmas or something. And typically in other countries, people make their own Christmas dinner and they spend a lot of time on it. But here in Japan, it's a little bit different. Yeah.
No, Japan, it's all about
poor
KFC.
people who work at KFC.
Yeah,
that
that'd
sounds
be rough.
terrible. It's like, sorry, you can't see your friends and family on Christmas. You gotta be
You're making thousands of pieces of chicken.
deep fried chicken. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be splashing you.
You're gonna be elbow deep in deep fried chicken.
You wouldn't even be able to sue them because in Japan people don't sue each other for anything. They reasonably deal with the situations without getting the law involved. I guess not even the law. People who sue for a civil suit, it's not a legal thing that they're suing for. So, anyways, yeah, introductions. We forgot to do that. So my name's Derek, and it's been 1 week since my last live stream.
I thought that's where you're going.
I didn't know where I was going when I started that.
That's perfect. When you're like, my name's Derek, I was like, oh, AA meeting. LS meeting, live stream meeting.
We also have Mike over here, and Mike
I have a face made for radio.
is amazing.
Sorry.
What is a face made for radio? Are you saying that you're ugly?
Yeah, when they're like, wow, you've got a face. Like, you know, you got a face for television. Like,
You're gonna have to speak up if you want them to hear you. Yeah. Do you want to come sit next to me?
Nope. Santa?
Would you like to come sit on my lap? Okay, so we actually have a reason for going live. We're not actually just dicking around. This is auction.pacificcoastjdm.com. Anybody who wants to can go take a look at what live cars are at Japanese auctions. And Japanese auctions are up weekly. Every auction is weekly. There are hundreds of thousands of cars going through every month, and you can pick them and you can buy them, or if you just want to be a tourist, you can take a look at it using this website, auction.pacificcoastjdm.com. Everybody already kind of knows this. Most of the people on the stream here are regulars on the stream. And yeah, so this video, I'm going to be looking over your guys' picks if you want me to talk about cars or answer questions about how to buy cars from Japan, or specific questions about which cars I think would be recommended. Basically anything that you want to talk about. You can talk about private things as well, and I may choose to answer or choose not to answer. Yeah.
We have some really cool cars that people have sent in as well.
Okay, so cool cars have been sent in already. That's good. We'll start into that right away. And yeah, this is the final stream of this year, coming back next year because during Christmas holidays, we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. Auctions are going to be closed for a week. And then during the week of Christmas, auctions are kind of slow, and I like taking that time off because this is a very a busy job, and the employees here have to work during the holidays, like every holiday, and so it's nice to have some time off at certain points. And so we close down for a week during Obon, which is a Japanese week-long festival, and a week during Golden Week, which is the same thing, and 2 weeks for winter, and otherwise it's 6 days a week we're open. Okay, so we got some good cars that were sent in. Mike's just receiving packages. Mike and his packages. Hi Elizabeth, welcome back. How much do Sylvia S12s go for, and are they rare in Japan? I don't know how much they go for because they're rare in Japan. They weren't a valuable enough car for people to hold on to. Not like the S13s or S14s or S15s, the S12s. Although they were made in pretty substantial numbers, they didn't stick around Japan for very long. What's up with the car that sells and is relisted the next week again? John Clark. It happens quite frequently. In fact, it just happened today. We got a bid from a customer on a car that sold last week, and then it's back at auction again. And typically we recommend not bidding unless you're a professional buyer and you know what you're doing, in which case go ahead and bid on those ones. But the reason why we don't recommend it is because those cars, like it's become a business model for people to buy cars, take them to another auction, sell them there, and make money without actually doing anything. You might consider this rent seeking, and if you've never heard of that term before, I recommend that you look it up. Basically, making money, creating no value into the system. In fact, it's taking value away from people. And so I personally don't agree with it, but they're free to do that if they want to. It can be a risky thing because if they buy a car and they're not able to sell it for a higher amount, then they can lose money. But typically they'll be getting about $1,000 for an hour's worth of work or something. So if you have the money, then go ahead and go for it. FC in the lot's not for sale, Elizabeth, at the moment. It may be in the future. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of working on that one. Yeah, and so when usually these buyers, they'll buy the car at the auction, and they'll just kind of like shoot out shotgun blast of bids for anything that they can possibly get within a certain amount. And typically that's not a good way to buy, for one, but if you buy a car for cheap enough, then there is a chance to sell it. It sounds like a terrible job to me, looking over auctions for hours and hours and hours on end, trying to find cars that sell for below a certain amount that you can sell for a markup at a different auction. It sounds incredibly boring, but then again, I guess I'm not everybody. Anyways, let's get into some
cars.
Let's get into some things.
Oh, I got many. I got a really cool decorated school bus.
We're gonna go through actually a couple more cars than we usually do, just because I feel like we're only hitting like 4 or 5 cars in an hour. It's just not enough. So hit me with a bunch of them.
I got a Ken Mary.
Oh!
I got a really cool hearse.
Ah!
I got a GTIR.
Okay, well, send me one, or else they are going to be looking at the blank
Hearse.
screen forever.
Let's go hearse. 30060. CAA Chubu.
Do you think it's cool?
I do. Thanks, courtesy of Bill Courtney.
Ah, no!
One down.
Ta-da! It's too big to fit on the screen.
Super sweet.
I guess this is better to look at from the side, isn't it?
Before we get into this, can I say, someone said that it would be a good idea to turn this into a camper. I think that would be foreshadowing that you wouldn't want to get yourself into.
Okay, so this isn't what most hearses in Japan look like, but some people, for whatever reason, want to be driven to the afterlife, if there such a thing exists, in a fancy vehicle. They are really weird, I think, for people outside of Japan, but I guess once you've been doing this for long enough, it doesn't seem weird to me anymore. And this is a bit of a shame. It feels so strange for me to be not affected by the weirdness of Japan anymore, and I feel like this is something of a disease that I have gotten that is incurable. Because Japan's funny to laugh at, because lots of weird things here. Like something like this.
Overload. That's what I found.
Something like this wouldn't exist outside of certain countries. I know some other countries might be okay, but like where I come from, something like this, most people would be like, no, that's too silly. We don't do silly things when we die. Most of the time. I mean,
we do silly things before we die.
Perhaps the silly thing got you into this in the first place.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what this is for. Maybe people who die a silly death. I don't know. No. I don't know how much they sell for. They're usually based off of like this one's a Century, but they're based off of the larger sedans. I've seen them on SEMAs, and I've seen them on Crowns or President. I've seen them on. Not really much to talk about with them. Oh, there is actually. So they're built on a car that's cut, right? And you're like, oh, there's a door here that basically goes to nowhere.
Oh,
but that's not true. You can open that door, and there's like a storage bin where the back seat would typically go. Yeah. Super cool.
I forget, is there a review of one of these? I think
We've never bought one.
Okay.
Although I think that we would get views if somebody bought one. So somebody go ahead and buy one of these.
And we'll go through it inside now.
93,646. We've sold a hearse before. I think we sold I think we sold 2 of them. And to me, it just feels really odd. Like, I don't believe in ghosts or spirits or anything like that, but sitting in a vehicle that has had so many dead people in it creeps me out.
Yeah.
Or even ambulances do the same thing, or fire trucks to a lesser extent, but the people who are driving the fire trucks were firefighters, which is cool because they're saving fires. I think that would be a really difficult job to do, though, because people within your career, it's probably more likely than not that somebody's going to die at your hands.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility. Or that you wouldn't be able to save everyone, and you'd have to make a decision,
right,
on who to save. That would be pretty haunting.
I think a lot of people who want to get into firefighting don't really realize that that's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be a fireman, nor am I big and handsome enough. The firefighters in Japan are pretty handsome.
I think I've seen them training.
Yeah? What did you think?
Hey, they haven't bought us a calendar. What gives?
We'll go to the fire hall right now. Yeah. Excuse me, we're looking for a firefighter's calendar. You know, the one where you guys are only wearing half your clothes?
It's for our wall.
I wonder if they sell those.
I'm sure they do. In New Zealand, they used to come around and offer to...
And in Canada, too, and other charities do, like grandma's knitting for cancer patients. And then the grandmas go nude, and it's funny because they're grandmas.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
never been a
before.
thing.
No.
They do like sultry poses, but they're like in their 60s.
I feel like this is something that you've been thinking of for a while. It doesn't exist yet, but this is your business pitch. Like, this is what I really want.
If this is my business pitch, I don't think anybody's buying. Yeah, condition of this body looks to be fairly good, I guess. It's protected by the souls of people. All the dead people are strong-arming everyone else to not crash into it. Octane 4B, mileage is low. What's this? The hood damper doesn't work. Well, shucks. Suspension area has rust, and something needs to be replaced, but I can't read this. It might say coffin needs to be replaced because it's occupied at the moment.
Oh, jeez.
Surprise! Oh, there's tires in the back.
Sun Phoenix, no, you cannot ship this as
it's like this is a sacred place where the spirits of people pass on to the next life. But yeah, I just put tires in the back.
Oh man.
Look, if you wanted to get the tires out too, you can pull this around.
Oh no.
Ah, that's funny.
What have they done?
Okay, on to the next one. We only have 41 viewers, and I'm hoping to get more, so. What do we got for a number of our next car?
Okay, next one. 30389.
30389? And what are we looking at here?
Super sweet.
Oh, probably this one.
Yeah.
Probably this one. It's weird that CAA Tokyo gets a car that's this nice. Usually the nice cars will go to the more expensive auctions. Woo, look at that. I feel almost embarrassed showing this. I don't know why. Seeing this car makes me think it's a USS car, and then it gives me that kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, are you doing something you shouldn't be doing? Are you sneaking cookies from the cookie jar?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing bad to say about this. I think, arguably, this is a better looking shape than the Hakosuka.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
I was getting ready to be kicked under the table there.
No way. I've always liked this one more. I think it's great.
I like Benjamin says really clean Evo in reference to the one that he sent in.
Ooh.
But you know those Facebook posts where it's like, tell me what kind of car this is, only wrong answers.
Oh yeah.
Right? Wow, really nice clean Evo. Look, it has a Tsukuba plate on it. Cool. Well, yeah, it's cool. Look at this. There's cool cars in Japan. Look at our live stream where we just show pictures of cars. All the people now that are watching are like, what am I doing with my life? And they all log off.
You get thank you notes. You convinced me to go and make.
If you have a calendar, please send it to us. We're collecting calendars. If you missed the beginning, the intro, yes, we have 15 calendars now, and if you have calendars, preferably semi-clothed firefighters,
if you happen to be a semi-clothed firefighter watching right now,
just take a picture and then like write a calendar on it.
Right.
It's easy. It's like 7 horizontal or 7 vertical lines and 4 horizontal lines, and then just draw numbers. You can get like your kid to do it. I just need that. Need that picture. Firefighters, come on.
I just need it.
Okay, so most of these and the Hakosuka tend to be in R grade because they've been around for so long. Just the natural occurrence of events means that a lot of them are going to be in accidents. Plus, they don't handle like new cars, and so in that respect, they would probably be a little bit more of a handful for people that don't know what they're doing or don't have experience with driving a car that doesn't handle very well. Luckily, we have bias ply tires now, and so that's a lot safer than what's the Mike? Do you know? Before bias ply tires, what was it called? Radial ply?
I do not know the answer.
I think so. And then those tires were terrible and sketchy and nightmarish. I recycle calendars.
Oh wow.
Nah, I don't think you do that, Bill. If you do that, then should prove it. Prove it, Bill.
Send us those calendars for our collection.
Yeah, so rear inner panel bent, left and right rear tire house modified, core support is bent, headliner is dirty. I'll put the picture up so that people can see this too. And I'll kind of hide this so that I can read it, but you guys can't. Has been fully repainted. It's color changed, not originally silver. This does look like the original silver that came on it's like the same shade of silver that was available in the silver ones though. I think because maybe, no, I'm going to go back on that. I'm just not going to say it. Exterior has various small scratches. It's a 5-digit odometer, so the 23,000 kilometers, maybe 123 or 223. Various aftermarket parts on it and modifications to the car. If you look at the body here, it's all in good condition, but the bumper has an X1, meaning that it had an ouchie on the front. I don't think we would be able to see that. It'll be on the opposite side. No, I can't see any ouchie there. But it's a great looking car. It has a L28 engine in it, 2800cc inline 6-cylinder. That's a swap. The original engine wasn't the L28. May have been an L24 or an L20. I don't know. So the 2-liter or 2.4. The 2.8 is a very common engine here in Japan and around the world, and so commonly they use those engines for swaps into Hakosukas or Kenmari, which is what this one is called, because of an amazing commercial. Look it up on YouTube called put Kenmari Skyline commercial, and you're going to thank me for that request. It's very 70s. It was like, I think when Japan just started its love affair with American culture, which lasted, in my opinion, from the 70s until probably like the 2010s, or maybe even now, people in Japan love American culture. Some rust on it, but otherwise the body is good. Probably has been restored, and so there is that. You might have some body filler that has been used in areas around the wheel wells. You kind of have to agree to that if you want a car that's this old. Anyways, it's a cool car. Selling price, well, it starts at 2 million yen. How much are these worth? Maybe 3.5 million yen or 32,000 US dollars, maybe something like that. They tend to be just a little bit above the Fair Ladies in price. It's like Fair Lady, Kenmari, and then Hakosuka. And they're all fairly similar in price. But, of course, GTR versions are a lot more expensive. They did make a GTR version of this, sort of. I think they made like less than 200 or fewer than 200 of them. Because the oil crisis happened right when it came as a new car. And then they were like, nope, we're not losing our money on a car that nobody's going to buy after the fuel crisis. And so they canned it, and then they didn't have the GTR again until the R32. They had some cool performance versions, just no GTRs until the R32 after this. So Hakosuka, Kenmari, lots of years no Skyline GTRs, 32, 33, 34, and then they changed the name of the GTR to separate them, so you now have a Skyline and a GTR that are not associated in any way. Looking in the comments here. Radial is current. Bias ply was old tires. Oh, I got that backwards. John Clark, you man. Thank you for being smart. than me. Okay, let's look at another car. Let's change the topic. I don't want to talk about how wrong I am.
Okay, do you want a decorated school bus?
Yes?
CAA Tohoku 3057. Again, I think a few of these were sent in by Bill Cork. He's always finding cool cars.
CAA Tohoku?
Yep, the blue one, blue color. Yeah.
This is a school bus?
I think so.
Whoa.
Or camper.
Whoa, a school wouldn't do this to the bus,
no,
I think.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's Pimp My Ride's Japanese version.
Pimp My Ride. Is that okay to say on a live stream? Can we say the pimp word?
I think so.
Whoa.
This is
Do you
overwhelming.
think it's a wrap, or do you think it is airbrushed directly on? Because
I thought it
usually
was
these are airbrushed.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But this one is very complicated, and so that would be a very expensive airbrush. And usually it's like Kodakumi.
I think he took it to his buddy's garage and he was like, hey.
The people who do that
Please.
love this girl. Oh, someone from outside of the country is calling. Apparently,
Good morning, Mike
that's
speaking.
not working. There we go. So they love this girl, and they love Sheena Ringo. And there's one more, I can't remember.
Excellent. Sorry, who's calling? Oh, Garrett. Okay, I did think it was you. I just wasn't 100% sure.
Woo! And, the most popular girl band for those people.
From outside,
Those
and
people.
It's kind of difficult
Uh,
because they're IP calls. So
Hamazaki.
yeah,
Ayumi Hamazaki.
it's difficult for me to distinguish.
Ayumi Hamazaki. On a
Yeah,
van.
it was good, thanks. We're actually just doing.
So I don't know what it
at
is,
the
but
moment.
there's something about
Would it
this
be
girl.
okay if I called
She
you
is
back
always
in
on
roughly half an hour to an hour.
vans like this. And it's really weird to me.
That's okay.
There she is.
Okay, and your number is.
I wonder if she did this as a PR thing. Like she was a.
4098.
All of my fans, please put pictures of me on your vans. It's gonna be cool. And then she can become a legend. Cool. Weird, but cool.
I will give you a call once that's over.
Anyways, let's have a look at what else we
yeah,
got here. Because it looks like the interior has some modifications. Seats have been relined.
All right.
That's crazy. Dashboard has been wrapped. Door cards have been modified with, what is that called? Diamond stitched? Just like a Bentley. Whoa, so crazy. I don't want to look at this picture actually. I want to look at this one. Oh my, what is that? Mike, are you off the phone?
I am.
Tell me what this is.
It's a vehicle that needs to be purchased.
Underneath that,
Oh yeah.
there's little Minnies and Mickeys.
Yeah, I think it's like a. They set up their own little display as like a false floor.
Whoa, it kind of looks like it's cracked, like somebody
Yeah.
stepped on it. And they're like,
Right.
nope, gotta sell my Minnie and Mickey van that I've spent $40,000 on modifying. It's funny because these vans are like $3,000 vans. Whoa, this is a reaction channel, and all I can say is whoa.
I think they. Oh, I really hope they put lights in there because it looks like there's a power plug.
It absolutely looks like this lights up,
Yeah.
for sure.
I
And
think
something
that
up
little-
here too.
Yeah. There's that little power plug that probably powers the whole big light show. It's
And a
Disney
bed.
rave bus.
Yeah, so it has a bed and Disney stuff in it.
Oh no, was the discussion earlier what this van was used for? Because that's quite disturbing.
So before you buy it, bring a black light?
Yeah.
I don't even know
I'm
if
just
you would want to.
wondering-
You know, we were talking about, like, I don't like to sit in a hearse because I feel icky.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in that.
No, not a chance.
I would feel icky in a different way, and then when I get off of the seat, my pants would stick to the seat.
But what kind of people is this supposed to attract?
Here's the thing about modified cars that you'll see a lot is that they're modified several years ago, and then they break down, and modifications typically break down faster than original equipment. So like the seat, you can see here the peeling there, some cracks in this seat. It looks like it was relined, not actually a seat cover. It's cool and crazy. Let's look at the side panel here. Toontown. Yeah, I don't think that anybody actually, like, I don't think this has anything to do with Disney or any sort of company. I just think that somebody wanted to make it like this because they thought it would be cool and get attention. It's the people that want attention. It's the thirsty girls of Instagram, van version. Yeah, I'm finished looking at this. Condition. Okay, so mileage is unknown, has a diesel engine in it. Apparently it's a 9-seater. Interior D, exterior D. Aftermarket gauge panel swapped in, so mileage is unknown, and it's registered as a camper but doesn't have any of the... No, it's not. But it says it doesn't have the camping kit in it. So kind of a weird thing for them to say when it's not really a camper.
Only.
Sparkles on the back.
I'm telling you, the whole thing lights up, guaranteed.
Okay, exterior has bad color fade. Seat is ripped. Interior liner screw holes. Let's just put a picture here. So if you're just tuning now, then you can see what we're talking about. Roof has screw holes in it. There's smoothing done to the car. Do you know what smoothing is, Mike?
I do not.
It's like shaved handles. You know what that is?
No.
I
know what shaved ice is.
There's no video of Mike doing this. He was like, nope. It's when you remove the handle and then you use body filler or fiberglass or weld it so that it's smooth.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that has been done. There's no more door handles on it, which is a pain when you're trying to get in your car and your battery runs out, because usually it's like an electronic pop. Underside surface rust, color, full color repaint. Power window doesn't work on the front right and front left. That's inconvenient. Engine oil leak lowered. Suspension. Aftermarket steering wheel and wheels. Interior has modifications done to it, relining, painting, various other things. Aftermarket aero parts. Rear gate panel is deformed. Camping kit is not, or is in there. There are a few words that I can't read on this, so bear with me. Front mask. Aftermarket tail lamps. Winter tires. And looks like you won't ever be able to go up a hill because look at that front overhang. Okay, well that was interesting to look at. I think it's only worth about 250,000 yen is my guess. I like the air horns on the roof because it's in terrible condition. This would take it wouldn't even be worth trying to put this back together in any sort of good order. It would be like something that you buy so you can go, haha, look what I bought. Look at me, I'm funny and cool. And then everyone says, no, that you just spent your money on something that...
Are you thinking we should buy this?
No.
Oh.
Are you thinking we should buy this?
I was, until you said about the person who was going to buy this.
Nah, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's fine. Do what you want with your car. That's fine.
Let's petition the chat.
You want to be an idiot? Be fine. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care if you're an idiot. Have you been to California? I have been to California. I have never been to a car meet there, though. Bid on it, Derek, says Bill Courtney. Ha 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 ha. That's funny to say when you're not actually buying it, Bill. How about you bid on it, huh? I haven't actually seen any of your bids. I've seen you around for a long time. I don't see any of your bids. I think now is a good time for you to start that. Oh, Joshua's in here. Hey, Josh. Look up 242 Motors on Instagram. I don't know how to use Instagram. I'm a grandpa. Can you just link to that picture? That would be nice, Joshua. That'd be very nice of you if you did that. Yeah, I call out Bill every time. I'm increasing my...
Bill call-out ratio.
I think it's time for an intervention, Bill. Nippon Imports. I can't pronounce your name. Joshua?
Would you like another car?
Yes. Give me another car. There's crickets in the air.
Would you like a BMW Wagon?
Yes?
30336. Wagon.
Sorry, Derek and Kiwi Mike. No. If you're gonna go with the racial slurs, here I am trying to convince everybody that Kiwis are a race. But if you're gonna go with racial slurs, you have to call me a Canuck too. CB 1100 motorcycle. Is that cool or is it dumb?
Oh, it's cool. Naked bike.
I was giving you an opportunity to slam Bill Courtney.
Damn.
Did you say a naked bike?
Yeah.
In that what you have to wear when you're riding it?
Unless if it's the older version, I think it's the Blackbird. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. I thought the 1300 was the Blackbird.
Mike knows about bikes, and I don't. And so I'm just going to be quiet right now while you talk about a bike called a Blackbird. And since you're not talking, then I'm going to take over now.
Sorry, I was just looking up.
Okay, so somebody found an E30 Wagon. This is the one that we get emails about all the time. Derek, find me an E30 Wagon. And I'm like, nah, man, they only come up 4 times a year.
Nah, man.
That's how the email goes. Nah. Hey, can you help me find this? Nah. Yeah, so, yeah, rare car because I don't think that they sold these originally in Japan. I think they were all imports, but I could be wrong about that because they come up they're not the type of car that people would import either, because touring version of a 3 Series is not something that someone is like, gotta have that until it reaches a certain age, which it has now, and then everybody wants these. And they sell for quite a bit. Like, we're talking $8,000 to $10,000 for these. So nobody ever buys them. They just see that one video that we have on YouTube. BMW.
Oh gosh, what have you been searching?
Ayumi Hamasaki.
Noted for later? No.
From Japan. So,
Wow.
This is ours. This is ours. This is ours. This is not. Yeah, so people can find this video fairly easily if they're looking for a BMW E30 Touring. I think even if you take From Japan out, you'll still find our videos of it. Maybe not. Here's one. And people see this and they're like, oh, hey, guess what? I want one of those. And yeah, not so easy to buy. Here's another one of ours. And so when they come up, you jump on them, and otherwise, good luck waiting. You could be waiting for a very long time for them. But this one's come up. It has the original wheels on it for the M-Tech. That's cool. Not the M... It is the M-Tech bumper. Ooh. I don't think they made these as M-Techs, though. M-Technic. Okay, so 91 BMW 3... 1991 BMW 3 Series 325 engine. They came with 320 and 325 in this generation. Auction grade R, interior C, exterior D. They may have come with smaller engines than that, but I don't really know. Those are the only 2 engines I've ever seen here in Japan. 105, 511 kilometers, but mileage is unknown. And it says the odometer is broken, so the mileage is unknown. So it could be well higher than that. It does look really clean in the pictures, though. This is a really good looking car. Actually, I'll move this one up here so you can see the almost full picture of it. Okay, purchase from user, sunroof, left-hand drive, toll collection box, CD player in it. Mileage unknown car, left front inner panel is bent, rear floor is bent, has been in an accident and has been repaired. Left rear inner panel bent, core support bent, left rear tire house bent. So, it has a lot of accident damage. it's kind of hard to explain how that's going to affect the car. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not bad. Some people care, some people don't care. Something like this is going to be something of a collector's car, I would say. And so because of that, an accident has more detriment to the value. Interior cigarette burn, interior is dirty. Exterior has some color fade. Of course it does, it's a red car. They always tend to fade really quickly. Various exterior small scratches. Dashboard has glue marks on it. Power window doesn't work on the right rear, and the odometer is broken. Paint fade is on the roof. Big dent over here at U3. Otherwise the body looks good. Okay, so what seems like a fairly large accident, unknown mileage. These are the negatives about it. Body is so-so. That might be seen as a negative. It's not that bad though. Positives, the car is rare. It's hard to find. It's rear-wheel drive, touring wagon. I think this is one of the best looking of the tourings because it's boxy and cool. What do you think, Mike?
I like it. I don't know too much about these, but
Ooh, it's not a
I like the
GTO, is
styling.
it?
Someone did send in one if you want that next.
There's a GTO? I would love a GTO next so that I can hash on it. I love GTOs. What am I saying?
That's a lie.
No, I actually do. I told you that on the. I think that in the interview you were like, I used to own a GTO, and then I made fun of it.
You were like, oh, and I was like, I'm sorry.
Do you remember what I said?
I think you said you were like, oh, that's a pretty cool car. They're underappreciated or something.
Yeah.
And then you laughed at me.
Is that how it went? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, price-wise, I would say this one's probably looking at about 550,000 yen. And so, US dollars, that is probably around 4,700 or so. Seems a little bit expensive for the condition, but these tourings are the ones that people grab. I'm gonna grab that. And when does it go through auction? Oh, it goes through auction in just a couple of hours here. So if anyone wants to grab one that's watching, you may grab. Commence your grabbing. All right, hit me with another car, Mike.
Would
Mike
you like
D.
the Honda City?
Yes?
60188. And Josh is in the chat too, so.
Uh-oh. Josh, are you going to bid on this one? Oh, no, it's not a City. No, this is actually a Honda Vomit, is what they're called. And they only sold them to idiots. So I'm sorry, we're going to have to not look at this car anymore. Oh, you got another one?
Oh, I got a GTO. Either way, there's vomit involved.
Well, nice one, Mike. I'll talk about why the Cabriolet sucks. For one, it has the turbo wide fenders on it and the turbo bumper, but it has no turbo, and so it's really slow. It's 1200 cc. Fuel injected, but not really fuel injected. It's a single port fuel injection. And then the Cabriolet, like, the Cities aren't fantastic cars to drive. They're high in style, but they're not particularly good to drive, in my opinion. One of the main problems is because the seat doesn't go back far enough for regular sized people like me. You can be happy with the styling of this, but without getting a turbo, a lot of the specialness of the car has gone away. It just turns into a regular small economy car from the 80s with a wide body kit on it that makes it look like it should have a turbo when it doesn't. And so that's kind of disappointing. And then you take the kind of so-so driving dynamics of it and further insult that by chopping off the roof but not strengthening the car. And so you get a flappy vehicle. And these cars are way more popular and way easier to buy than the turbo version, which makes people think that it's okay to buy one of these and compare it to the actual really valuable and sought-after turbo version of the car. And I think if they didn't have a Cabriolet version of it, then the turbo version might even be more expensive, because anyone who's looking for the styling specifically could go for the Cabriolet one at about a third the cost of the turbo versions. The body on this one, it mirrors the body of the turbo version, but it's not exactly the same. I think officially it was styled by Ital Design or Pininfarina or some Italian company like that. Josh, in the comments, do you know?
Josh just sent 3 throwing up emojis instead.
Yeah, I see him. Blah, 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 blah. That's because he owns a turbo, and this is his third one. So if you want to buy one in the USA, go to Nippon Imports. He's never going to sell it though. Never gonna. It took him a year to sell his first one. Joshua, I'm getting back at you. Every day he's like, Derek, sell me your city. Derek. It's like he has a love affair with me. I wonder if his wife knows about it. Or his kids.
This escalated quickly.
How often? I want yours, Derek. See?
Yeah.
Am I reading into that, Mike?
No, I think you're on the... You guys need to buy that bus.
He actually asked me about the free candy van. He's like, is that for sale? I just need to buy something from yours, Derek. You know, I have a cappuccino that I don't really need. Feel free to take that off my hands.
Take that to the next level.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at condition of this. It's a 1985, which I believe makes that the first year of the Cabriolet. Nothing really special about that. This frustrates me a lot. It's a 5-digit odometer in this car, but the seller didn't say that and the auction didn't say that. So it looks like it has 24,895 kilometers. And so somebody's going to buy this, they're going to bring it into the USA, and then they're going to sell it as an official 24,895 kilometer car. And on almost all of the cities or any 5-digit odometer car, you see this is the case. It happens everywhere. And it's so frustrating because this devalues the ones that actually have the official low kilometers. Because those ones you don't... Like, it was a dumb idea for them to choose a 5-digit odometer anyway. Okay, so it still has current registration on it, has Mugen wheels. These are, in my opinion, the least desirable Mugen wheels. They're classic, which I guess is cool, but they don't look cool at all, in my opinion. Interior and exterior doesn't have, is very clean, it says. But then it got crossed out because you're not allowed to give opinions on the auction sheets. Rear floor is dented, end panel is dented, front inner panel dented, core support replaced, exterior has paint fade and underside surface rust and painted. Body is clean. So this one looks like a nice, good condition one, and I expect this to sell for pretty high price compared to most of the city cabriolets. I could see this going up to about 550,000 yen, which is quite high for a non-turbo version of the car. But even these, what I would consider an undesirable version of the car, they're still old cars, and it's still hard to find them in good condition. So finding one that's good will still cost you what I would consider to be big money. So let's get this off the screen. Show me a GTO, Mike.
Oh. I thought you'd never ask. Oh, actually.
Somebody sent a Camry in. Is it a cool Camry? Javier? Camrys usually aren't cool, but that one might be.
I've lost the GTO, but do you want an RS Turbo in the meantime?
Yes. I want everything that you give me, Mike.
Wow. 1501 JU Ibaraki. Then you're getting a calendar.
Oh, Camry station wagon. That sounds cool. This is nice. This is the kind of car that people want to see. They don't want to see the weird Bill Courtney cars. I'm sorry, Bill. I love you. I love you, Bill. I'm just gonna end it there. End the stream there. Go out on a high note. Okay, so a 4-door version of the DR30. It is only missing the red color. Other than that, it's fantastic. And there are going to be people like me that want to be weird and go for one that is not the iconic color. Like want to have an A86 that's not the Panda 86 color. Or have a Ferrari that's not red. And so this car is iconically black and red in the same way that... let's just type in DR30 here. In the same way that the 86 is iconically Panda white and black. Oh, it's such a cool car, especially when it's low on wide wheels like this. This is an 80s car done right. Wow, those wheels. Are those the best wheels for this car?
Yes, hands down.
How about these? No, these are cool, and I get what they're doing there, but they're going with a style that doesn't suit the car. How about these? These would be like an NK mesh or something. You can't really see, so.
Like the first ones.
How about not? Your picture is too small. How about work emotions? Definitely
Ooh.
no.
No.
Doesn't suit the car. You need classic wheels
like
for
the
this
size,
car.
actually. I don't mind that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Mike?
no, these
Are you-
suck. These are horrible. Who did this?
That's like your typical car person. What? You don't agree with me?
Yeah.
It's time for me to put my fist into your face violently. There you go. Did you read something that's funny?
No, I'm just listening to you.
I would like to take responsibility for making you laugh there, but I don't think anything that I said was very funny. I think this is nice. I like the big blister fenders on it, but I know that like this is the type of style that some people are gonna be like, a classic car should be kept classic. And by this time, this is now something of a classic car. This is going to be the next one in line. You know, we were talking about Hakoska, we were talking about the Kenmary. The DR30 is coming up to the point where everybody is going to know it pretty soon. There's still people that don't know about it yet. And so you can see in these pictures, almost all of them are the two-door version, which would be the more expensive and more desirable version. But I think there's something cool to be said about a four-door version of it. You still get the turbocharged 2-liter engine, you still get the rear-wheel drive, and you still get the awfully 80s inspired dashboard, which is just so lovely. And this dashboard, everything feels really nice. When you turn the dials on it, it has the proper amount of resistance that you would get in a high-end audio. And like the buttons make a satisfying click sound. It's really something that you don't get in cars anymore, because the people who make the cars don't really care if something feels good anymore. They just want it to look good so they can get originally sold, and they want it to fall apart within 8 to 10 years so that that person feels pressured to buy a new car, which from a business standpoint that makes sense. But it is sad that they don't make cars this good anymore. Oh man, I love these, and they feel so good to drive too. Condition wise, 1984 Skyline RS Turbo, auction grade 3, interior C, exterior C. It's a single owner car, which is crazy because performance car buyers typically want the highest performance, and so it's very uncommon for somebody to buy a performance car and then after 10 years this wouldn't have been a competitive performance car, especially when the Skyline GTRs came out, and this is at that time the fastest Skyline that was available. And so it is very, very rare for this to be a one owner. There's probably only a handful of one owner DR30s left in existence. Intercooler, as soon as you buy this, it becomes a two-owner car. But intercooler turbo on here, and what's the engine in this? It's an F something 20, I think. Can you look that up? The engine on the DR30. It's like an FJ20 or something. I don't know. Somebody in the comments might know.
FJ.
FJ20 says Sam C.
Yeah.
And Hunts by Chainsaw says, which is kind of funny because we have.
It's time now.
I told a story this morning when I came in, and Mike was like, "You should say that on the live stream," and it's kind of a sex story.
Regale us with your sex story, dear.
And I'm not sure if this is the appropriate venue to be talking about sex stories.
Hunts by Chainsaw has just given you the perfect window to help you explain your sex story.
The yellow hands and everything. Because using the iPhone, you can change that to different races. If you don't like yellow hands, if that's too yellow supremacist for you, then you can pick black hands or brown hands or yellow. Well, is yellow hands officially racist? I don't know. Is that considered so?
I don't know. All the emojis are yellow. It's like Lego. Is Lego racist?
Racist Lego. And The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Let's get back to this. Okay, so comes with a spare key. Windshield rock chip, interior dirty and wear, steering wheel peeling and glue marks on it. Seat is saggy. Left rear tire house outer section has accident damage to it, or has been hit and repaired, but it wasn't frame damage, and so grade 3 is a little bit hard to explain. It can be a car that has been in an accident and unrepaired, or it can be a car that has had a significant repair done to it that wasn't affecting the frame. And so in this one here, left rear side member deformation. Not repaired, but too small to require it by the looks of it. Surface rust and corrosion repairs done to the car. That might also be part of the reason why it has grade 3. Various scratches, dents, repairs. and underside surface rust and corrosion. Body looks to be quite clean. I would say that this is close to a top level DR30, and I expect this to sell for about 1 million to 1.2 million, so somewhere around 10,000 US dollars or so, which, well, actually maybe a little bit more, come to think of it. Yeah, we could probably see that selling for a few thousand more than that. Boys bathroom plus girls bathroom equals baby.
Baby changing room.
Baby changing room.
That just sounds like
Weird.
a well thought out bathroom situation where they're
Joshua,
catered for everyone.
My down payment for the city, Mike, send an invoice.
Oh.
Usually I'm very happy when people give free money, but I'm not sure about this one. This sounds like a bribe, and
This one's loaded.
For the record, I'm usually not on board with people bribing me.
Usually, but there are occasions where it is okay, and this may be one.
That story actually has, I didn't tell the whole story to you, but there's actually some bribery in that story too. Thank you, Joshua, for sending us free money. We will not accept it as a payment for a car you are not allowed to purchase, though. And I know it frustrates you, and I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very Canadian at the moment. Don't you have two cities? I think they're talking to Nippon Imports, because he has two cities at the moment. Or maybe not.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think the stream
He just
problems.
received two of them. Really?
Yeah.
Let's see. Stream health. Video output low. I don't know. People, can you see me? Maybe.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Well, maybe it'll come back soon. We'll keep going as if it's fine. Somebody said rest in peace stream.
Anyone can see.
Start stream. What's up, guys? Are we back up? Let me know. It looks like we're getting, I don't know, it says we're getting 3 megs a second.
My one is just sitting on loading as well.
Oh no, what's going on? What happened to our internet? Our internet here is so good and expensive. Oh, someone said we're back? Are we back? Cool. And we're now at 2.5 megs a second on our bandwidth.
So it's gone down, but the stream's back up.
Look, we have had 2.7 when they said the video output is low. 2.6. Apparently that's low? I don't know. It's been bouncing around 2.5 to 2.8 the entire stream. Anyways, I'm glad to be back. Ooh, naked turbo. Like the sound of that. Time for me to get naked.
I'm not sure how much they heard of the city talk, but it might have been cut off halfway.
CAA Tokyo. You want me to repeat that?
No.
No?
All I would like is for the story to...
Mike, would you like to get a naked?
Is that like, would you like to get a naked?
What?
Like, would you like to get a naked?
Racist.
No.
Mike's officially racist. I think
You're right, I only use the yellow emojis on chats.
Here's the rule. Every time you say something racist, then you need to put some money into a jar.
Okay. But what if it's unintentionally racist? Is that fun?
You know what's cool about this car, other than the name, Daihatsu Naked? It uses the same door here. Not like up here is not the same, but this part here is the same for the front and the rear door. Whoa, crazy. And other than that, it's just a K car with a turbocharged 660cc K6A engine. Puts out 64 horsepower. I almost killed my son in one of these by accident, not on purpose. And no, he wasn't at any risk of actually dying, but it was a scary thing. I needed to go to the lot for some reason, and we had one of these in the lot, and he loves cars. When he was like, I mean, he still does, but at this time he was 2, like early 2 as well. And I let him play in the car, and he closed the door and he locked it, and the keys were inside the car, and it was a hot day. And so I was trying to get him to unlock the car so that I could open the door, but he wasn't smart enough when he was 2 to understand what I was saying. So I kept pointing at the door lock, and like I called Naoko, and I was like, I just locked Ryan in the car. What should we do? Should I call the fire department and have them come here and break the windows and get him out? And I'm like, well, I can do that myself. And so I had found a rock to do it with, and if it looked like he was in any sort of trouble, that was going to be the next step. Luckily, he unlocked it himself. He was in there for not a very long time, but it doesn't take long for panic to set in for that sort of thing, because you've seen those videos, and it's like, we put this man into a car for only 2 minutes on a hot sunny day, and then he comes out and he's like, oh, I'm almost dead, guys.
Yeah. Never do this. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was a very scary day. And then I told my wife, and then after I told her that, then
Sean got stuck in Naked.
No, it wasn't Sean, it was Ryan.
Oh, Ryan got stuck in Naked.
Yeah, that was a scary time. One of the scariest times that I've had. Lucky for me, that's one of the luckiest. Luckiest? No, one of the scariest times that I've had. I haven't experienced anything truly scary with my children yet, or hopefully never. Yes, Japanese cars have funny names, like the. Is this racist? Wait, that's not a car. Who makes the Icest?
Oh, is it Toyota? Is it the Wish?
Toyota Isis. Yep. That's funny. I was looking for cars, and all I found was guys dressed up in battle outfits. That's racist. I gotta put money in. We're at 12 o'clock. That means it's the end of our stream. I'm sorry, everybody. We're not going to be back next week or the week after. We're going to be taking a break until the new year because we're going to be too drunk to be on live camera.
That's the perfect time to be on live stream.
I'm sure it would. No work would ever get done if that was the case, and it would only be funny to us. Oh, I want to look at this one, but it's in USS and I can't.
I think a Christmas present for the chat could be that you telling the story about the emojis.
The emoji? You want me to tell that now?
Yeah, I think it was a perfect way to end the last stream of the year.
I think it's a funny story, and I think you think it's a funny story, but when I have a story and people are expecting a funny story, I always feel like I need to tart it up a little bit to make it funny, and then it ends up being either too much or the story was never funny to begin with.
It's definitely a good story.
I don't know. It's not a Christmas story.
Please, Derek, it's Christmas. We want the story.
Somebody is... ESR says, oh, emoji Christmas story. No, this is not something that you're going to tell your grandchildren at Christmas time in front of the fire.
You might, though. You might tell your grandchildren.
I have way funnier stories than this one in our family.
I like it.
Actually, I'll tell a different story, but it's going to be a sweet story.
I prefer that.
I'm trying to think of a story, make one up on the spot right now.
No, do the emoji story. It's fresh. It's the perfect time to tell it.
Okay, so last night,
perfect way to start.
Last night, my daughter came into the room, and it was just me and my wife in the room.
Oh, the story's getting better the second time around.
And she goes, Derek. She didn't say Derek. She said, Dad. And she has this sneaky grin on her face, like this.
Oh dear. She's
yeah, I knew something was wrong already, and I was like, oh no, what did I do? And she's like, Dad, what's this? And I'm like, and I knew immediately what it was. And she's like, I know what it is.
It was at this moment that Derek knew.
It's this, and it's this. And at that time, my wife found out what it was. She hides her face in the pillow, and my daughter's now jumping on the bed going, hey, Dad, what's this? Tell me what it is. She's similar to me when it comes to that kind of humor.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, she's 12 years old, and so for somebody who's 12 years old, she's like, she knows what this is. And so the reason why she's coming at me with that is
She's coming at me with all that heat.
she shares an account on Apple. She's 12. You have to be 13 years old to get an account on like an Apple account, but she has an iPad. And then in order to download apps on there, you need to have an account, right? And so she shares mom's account. And so this is how it happens. She shares mom's account, which also means she shares the iMessage and the FaceTime and all of that. So when I send what I think is supposed to be a private message to my wife, which
little eyes are always watching.
There was no intention for any of this and that to actually come out of this message. It was a joke, but to my daughter, it doesn't sound like that.
To your daughter, it's a rendezvous.
Rendezvous. So now my daughter thinks that every time I'm ready for some of this, I'm going to go send a message. An iMessage. She's going to think that's how it's done. I'm going to have a sit-down conversation with my wife, with maybe my wife and my daughter too, and say, well, when there's a boy that you're really into and you want to do some of this...
Don't just send him some of that.
Especially not on the first time. She might be expecting that's how you do it the first time. I know this because... And then I could see it getting really bad after that too. Like, what? What are you... The boyfriend would be like, what are you doing? This isn't how it's done. And no, this is what my dad showed me. My dad showed me. And then immediately he goes to his mom. The police come to my house.
What does this mean, Mom?
Oh no, the boys will definitely know what that means. If she knows at 12.
Yeah, but he's gonna... Oh, yeah, true. So what's the moral of the story and the lead up to Christmas and the relationship?
Next time you use the eggplant. Yes, there was also eggplants, but luckily it was up far enough in the conversation.
That's not the first time.
Luckily it was up far enough in the conversation that she didn't scroll up. And you should see how quickly I moved from the bedroom to where her iPad was left to go delete some of the messages in that stream.
And what's I don't know the second half of the story related to the bribery and why sometimes.
Where's the stop streaming button? Let's just press that. Bye everyone.